this video, we're going to focus on iteration statements. In fact, the next several videos will kind of follow the same basic theme, adding a few important nuances along the way. In this video, I just want to focus on a single iteration statement called a for loop. Sometimes you're going to need to loop through or iterate through a series of checks until you find a successful match. Actually, you're going to do this a lot more than you anticipate. So while it might not seem all that useful at first, trust me, you need this in your toolbox. The syntax itself is probably the most cryptic of anything you've seen next. And if I had to admit, sometimes I get this mixed up a little bit myself. Later on, I'm going to show you a shortcut. But for now, let's learn it the right way. Even if I write this, and even if it looks a little cryptic, I'm still betting you could figure it out and read it before we even run the application. So let me do this. I'm going to start typing, and then we'll come back and we'll delve into it a little bit more. Okay. So, what do you think this does? Well, first of all, I'm betting that the most difficult part was this section right here. So let's break them up. First of all, even if we were to write these as three different statements, they might make a little bit more sense. So the first one, clearly, we are creating a variable called I, and we're initializing that value to 0, right? Okay. Next, we are going to evaluate and ask, is it true that I is less than 10? All right, we'll come back to that in just a moment. And then finally, there's this strange operator that we didn't talk about earlier today, and that is an increment operator. So it's the equivalent of writing I equals I plus 1. It's the equivalent, you're just basically incrementing by 1 every time that this statement is run, okay? So what happens is this. We're saying, take I for example, loop through this block of code until this condition is true. When it's true, then exit out of this block of code. Don't perform that. Don't execute that block of code any longer. Each time you finish iterating through, go ahead and add 1 to I and try it again. And then try it again, and then try it again. So let's see what happens whenever we run this application. Well, we get a listing of 0 through 9. Okay? Makes sense. We keep rolling through this until we hit the number 10, and then we break out into a read line. Okay? Hopefully that made sense. Now let's mix it up a little bit and have some fun. Let's do this instead. Okay, so what did I do here? Just added a simple if statement. What do you suppose it's going to do this time? All right, so we're circumventing, I guess you could say in this case, this conditional statement to break out of the code block. Instead, we're inserting our own check here to see if the value is 7. When it's 7, then print to screen. And then remember this from earlier today, the break statement that we used in the switch statement. Again, break is used to break out of a block of code. In this case, we're breaking out of the for loop. Let's just see if it runs. Well, we didn't get a whole lot of satisfaction from that. Let me add this back in. There we go. Now we'll run it. Okay, so it goes 0 through 7. Once it finds 7, it prints to screen, found 7, and then it breaks out of the loop. So we never hit 8 and 9. Okay? So there are several variations on iteration statements. We're going to look at one or two more today, and we're going to even see how to use iteration statements to open up a text file and read every line of text out of that text file. And then we're going to continue to tack on more and more onto this notion of iteration statements over the next week. So next up, let's go ahead and learn how to open up a text file and read its contents. That's pretty practical, it's pretty fun stuff. So see you in the next video.